With the Venmo debit card, you can Venmo everything. Your favorite band's merch? You can Venmo this. Or their next show? You can Venmo that. Visit Venmo.me/debit to learn more. The Venmo MasterCard is issued by the Bancorp Bank N.A. pursuant to license by MasterCard International Incorporated. Card may be used everywhere MasterCard is accepted. Venmo purchase restrictions apply.
Welcome to No One Told Us, the podcast that tells the truth about parenting and talks about all the stuff you wish you knew before having kids. I am your host, Rachel, and this is our 100th episode. I cannot even believe that. To celebrate, I am welcoming my husband, Marley, who is, I think, the most frequent guest I've had and also the most requested. We have some questions for him. We're just going to chit-chat. Hi.
Sweet. Hi.
All right, so I can't believe it's our 100th episode. It's been almost 2 years of this podcast. We're also getting ready to kind of take a little break from recording new episodes so that I can really heavily focus on the book. But I'm curious. I know you don't listen to all of the episodes, which
That is not true.
Which is totally fine. I know you don't. But if you had to choose an episode or a topic or a guest that I've had on this podcast, for anybody listening that hasn't listened to all the episodes, which one would you recommend?
I mean, there have been a lot. I've learned a lot from the guests that you've had on your show. I think my favorite would have to be the author of Boy Mom. What was her name?
Ruth
Whitman?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Boy Mom was... I read it after you read it. I thought it was a great book.
Yeah, Ruth Whitman. She is also in the Bay, actually. Did you know that? She lives in Berkeley.
I didn't know that.
Probably because I talked her ear off about that book for like 3 weeks. No, that actually, I think it might actually be one of the top episodes ever, if not the top. Really, really good one if anybody wants to check that one out. Actually, one of the questions that somebody sent in was if you had read it and what your thoughts were on Boy Mom.
I did read it. My thoughts were that every parent should read it,
Yeah.
mother or father.
Yeah, mom, dad, have boys, have girls. Like, I really think it's such a good book about just our culture and society right now.
It certainly touches on something that's happening in our society that
Is a problem.
needs to be fleshed out, yeah.
Yeah. So do we need to give any like updates since I don't even remember the last time you were on. You were home.
I was home. We still have 3 kids.
We still have 3 kids. We're not anymore. We've stopped at 3. You're still a stay-at-home dad. It's been like a year and a half now. Mm-hmm. Still liking it?
I am loving it. This was the first week that all 3 of our kids went to camp, and so I had 90 minutes to myself each day, which felt like, well, just vacation
Amazing.
in the Bahamas.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, somebody actually was asking that too about just, our youngest is starting preschool in the fall. And this is, by preschool, we mean it's like 2.5 hours a day. But still, it's not nothing. So people were asking if you have like a plan or if you know what you want to do or if you're just going to still be a stay-at-home dad.
I will still be a stay-at-home dad. Our daughter is only going to school for a few hours a day.
Yeah.
And the truth is there's plenty for me to do. There's also a few projects I'd like to start working on and maybe start thinking about moving back towards the workforce.
Yeah. Just for our listeners, I've been trying to get Marley to start a dad account for a very long time. I even saved the username. Maybe you guys can figure it out and go find it and follow it. I know you get nervous and you don't like to be in the spotlight.
I'm a sensitive boy.
You are sensitive. You need a thick skin for this business, trust me. But I also do think you'd be good at it, and I think it's very, very needed for a dad to
I agree
speak
with
on
all
some
that,
of these
and
topics.
that is why I would consider it.
Yeah. You also, you're a mental health clinician. You are qualified to do this.
But I also know from fighting with you that I don't have as thick a skin as you.
Also true, but I think you would get less hate and critique than I would simply because you're a man. So
That's true. I wonder how many posts I would have to post to get called a beta.
I
think 1.
Probably.
Over under 1.
Yeah, but then you could just set up your camera at the gym and show people how much you bench, and I think they would probably shut up.
So it would just go back to toxic masculinity? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. You can't win. You really can't. Okay, let's dive into some questions. So I just kind of touched on this, but just so people have a background if they haven't listened to an episode with you before or don't know who you are. This is cute because somebody asked, what did Marley do before HSB? I think sometimes people assume that you work for me.
I don't work for her, and I remind her of that routinely.
I'm not his boss, unfortunately.
I am an LCSW, so I'm a licensed clinical social worker. I worked with basically the homeless population. Early in my career, it was transitional age youth, homeless and at-risk youth. And then in the more recent part of my career, I worked with homeless adults with severe mental health issues, most often who were refusing treatment. So
not
important work, but
important work, but not super chill. Someone asked, this is like an easy one to start with. Someone asked what kind of car we have.
We have the dream car of dads everywhere. We have a Honda Odyssey
minivan.
It's sweet.
It's great.
It looks like a killer whale with 4 wheels. It's the best.
I grew up with one and I still love it. Someone asked me if I have mom guilt switching the at-home parent role because you're the one that's kind of with them full time. I would say I do feel guilty sometimes. Like if I'm working in here and I know that you're off doing something fun with them or you're just in the house with them, I feel guilty because I know that they want me. They'd rather be with me. No.
They do clamor for you routinely.
Yeah, but I think the way that I've structured my days is pretty much when they're around, I'm also able to be around. So I don't think I feel that much guilt, but...
I don't think you should. You're not like off limits behind a door and they're like...
No, I think, that's the nice thing about my job. It's not like another work from home parent who's in Zoom meetings back to back and like really can't get away or do anything. So no, I don't really feel guilty.
And maybe your relationship with them hasn't fallen off, but mine has gotten stronger.
True. So it's just like a net positive.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, that's a good point. Okay. Somebody in that same vein wanted to know if you would do a day in the life as a stay-at-home dad. My husband is the same and I really want to support. Yeah, we can do that. Maybe you can do it on my page and then we can soft launch your own page.
Perhaps. Maybe I should do it this week.
All right. One more on the like stay-at-home parent theme. Someone asked how you deal with burnout as a stay-at-home parent. I feel like I'm on 24/7.
I mean, this is like an ongoing thing and that you're going to get, I don't know, burned out is a thing, but like fatigued for sure. And I think trying to switch it up, and if you have a village, that's great. Get people to watch your kids, try to just
take breaks.
Yeah, go be with your friends, go for a walk in nature, dump your kids at your parents, something.
Yeah.
You just sort of need to, when you're a stay-at-home parent, I tell Rachel this all the time, it's like if you love music, that's great, but listening to your one song all day long, every day, make you a little, frustrated at times. So
right. Music is a metaphor for children.
Yes.
Got it. I mean, I think we are very privileged in that we have your family around to help. Mm-hmm. So we do get to take breaks when we need to, which is super nice. And I think, for people that don't have that, they would definitely get more burnt out more quickly. But like you said, I think also part of it is we are socialized as women to not ask for help and to not prioritize ourselves, because I had the same access to your parents that you have, and I didn't utilize them even a quarter of as much as you do.
No, and if we had lived around your parents, I would have utilized your parents.
Exactly, but I would feel bad. Even with my own parents. I would feel like I should be able to do it all myself. I shouldn't need this many breaks. I shouldn't need this help. I should just do it.
Yeah.
But you've never felt guilty or felt like that at all.
Yeah, but I also grew up around a lot of family, and I saw in my own childhood that what a community looks like, and my aunts and uncles helping out and all that kind of stuff. And so that was also, I don't know if it was just instilled in me as a man, but it was also something that I was raised in.
Just more community.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super important.
If there's one piece of advice I could give to new parents, it's to make your life as easy as possible. And one of the ways that I have liked to do that for the last several years since I became a mom is by using Thrive Market. Thrive Market is like your favorite health food store, but it's online and it's so much more affordable. And I'm talking premium brands like Primal Kitchen, Siete, Simple Mills. Everything's delivered right to your door and up to 30% less than what you'd pay at traditional stores. Everything that they sell is incredibly high quality and meets really high standards. They ban over 1,000 ingredients. I know lots of people are thinking about things like that right now. You can even filter by diet and preference. So things like gluten-free, low sugar, vegan. So you're not wasting time reading every single label at the grocery stores. I even stock up on some of my wellness favorites and pantry items, toothpaste. I love their diapers. Everything that they have has been so great for our family. I love it because I can get everything my family needs in one place, everything shipped directly to me, so it's one less thing that I have to think about and do throughout the week. You can also skip the junk without overspending if you head to thrivemarket.com/heysleepybaby. You'll get 30% off your first order and a free $60 gift. That's thrivemarket.com/heysleepybaby. thrivemarket.com/heysleepybaby.
Summer is here, which means more sun, more light, and more time to do all the things that make summertime so special. And the number one thing you don't want to be doing all summer is spending hours cooking inside. That's where Factor comes in, because Factor's chef-crafted, dietitian-approved meals are ready in just 2 minutes, taking the hassle out of eating well, especially during summertime when we are all busy with activities and travel and just don't have as much time as we do when we're in our routine during the year. Factor meals are perfect because they arrive fresh and ready to eat, so they're perfect for any active lifestyle over summer and beyond. There are 45 weekly menu options, so you can pick a gourmet meal that fits your summer goals and your tastes, and you never get sick of them or bored. You can choose from all different options and filters like Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. And Factor really powers your day, sun up to sundown, because they are so nutritious, and they've got everything from breakfast, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks, and even desserts. So your whole day is totally covered. My husband and I absolutely love these meals. They are so delicious. We've never tried one we didn't like, and I am absolutely serious about that. So I would love for you to try it too. You can get started at factormeals.com/no-one-told-us-50-off, and you can use code no-one-told-us-50-off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. One more time, that's code no-one-told-us-50-off at factormeals.com/no-one-told-us-50-off for 50% off your order plus free shipping. factormeals.com/no-one-told-us-50-off. Another thing I think that helps prevent you from getting burnout is you're never home. You're a stay-at-home parent who's never home.
Right.
You are out doing things with them all the time, and you're doing things with them that you like doing.
Correct.
Not just kid stuff. Like, you're taking them on bike rides, you're taking them to cafes, you're taking them to go in nature. Like, you're doing things that you want to do.
Yeah, and I think that it benefits both of us.
Of course.
It was all intentional. I mean,
you're not going to like bars or a golf course. No. I mean, it's kid-friendly stuff, but you're not just, going to like tot time.
That's why I got that big bike and invested so much time and energy into it, is because I know that it improves their childhood, but also just makes me a much happier person.
Yeah.
Thus a much happier parent and husband.
Yeah. So get out of the house. All right. We have a few like relationship type questions.
I don't know if we're suited, but go ahead.
One question is just, do you ever argue? Which, this is so funny because I guess if you only know of someone on social media, you just assume that everything is perfect in their life. But like, all couples argue. Mm-hmm.
We do.
We definitely do.
Yeah. It's not consistent. It flares up like once every few months, and then it'll last for like
once a month for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we definitely do. I don't think we fight seriously all that often. We definitely like bicker and get annoyed with each other from time to time, but
so, I mean, that is the one thing about you working from home and me being a stay-at-home parent, is that we see each other a lot more than somebody who's going to the office for 8 or 9 hours a day.
Yeah.
And I think with just increased frequency, it's likely to, increase irritation.
Yeah. All right. Well, speaking of irritation, what things do I do that are a pet peeve for you? It's fine.
Rachel's one of these women who is like, oh my God, this is so beautiful and I want this to be this way. And then you look in our car and it is a trash can. It's insane. I cleaned it out yesterday because we're going on a road trip next week, and it is filled with garbage. And she said, well, maybe it's yours. And I was like, well, it's on the passenger side. And I have not sat in the passenger seat once in the entire time we've owned this car. It's disgusting. I know. It's like I need an outlet to just be a messy, like, little sewer rat. And it's the car. Is that the only thing, though? That's pretty good if that's, like, your biggest complaint. But, yeah, that's my only, like, thing you do. There are things I wish you did, but they're not, like, bad that you don't do them. Like what? Like ride a bike.
I rode a bike in Copenhagen.
You did. It was the best. It was the happiest time of my life.
I mean, the reason I don't ride a bike here is because I'm scared of the traffic. It's not as bike friendly.
That's true.
Okay, my pet peeves for you. Gosh, there are so many.
Oh, okay.
How do I choose? No, I think it's more just, it's similar. You're not messy. You actually do all of the chores and stuff like that in our house. So it's not that you're dirty, but you like leave stuff around. And I can't stand just miscellaneous items and piles of random items being where they shouldn't. The kitchen counter drives me nuts. Your nightstand.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would say that's like the biggest day-to-day one. Also, like your phone time, your screen time is high.
Yeah.
But
I'm also like out in the world, not on my screen quite a bit.
True. I guess it's just when you're home, you're on it a lot. So
yeah, I think it's that the time that I spend with you, I'm on it too much. Is
fair. Okay. How did you know that I was the one, and vice versa?
You just were everything that I'd ever wanted.
Aw.
But I'll be honest, like some of this, I knew this through like experience. When I met you.
Okay, we don't need to talk about your experience.
No, I'm just saying, it's like you learn
You've
things.
been with so many women before.
That's not what I'm saying. But I knew what I wanted in a person, and I was very confident in that, and you were that person.
Okay.
And Rachel and I did not have a slow burn. We started talking on Tinder, and then we met, and it was just on. There was no feel it out kind of, I'm seeing other people, none of this Love Island bullshit. It was like, you were my one. Let's lock it down. Rachel was like a month out of a 12-year relationship.
We were closed off right away. We weren't exploring.
It can work.
I would say the same, just like your empathy. And I knew getting out of my last relationship that I wanted to be with someone who made me want to be a better person. And you did that. So that was how I knew.
Do I still do that?
Yeah.
Really?
You do. Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Okay, let me see. There are some like parenting type questions. Are you ready for these?
As ready as it can be, yeah.
Okay. Oh, actually, this one's kind of just good practical one. What are our favorite family dinners? Go-to family dinners?
Food-wise?
Yeah. Dinner is food.
I know, I meant like going out versus cooking.
No, we almost always cook.
My favorites are, we make these bowls, which are great. Like hamburger bowls or like, and the kids can kind of like dress it up as they want. I feel like.
Yeah, those are always a hit. Rice, some kind of protein, some kind of veggie, and a sauce.
Yeah.
Is usually our go-to.
That's the gist of it.
Yeah. And it's easy and cheap. Okay. Some parenting questions. So someone asked, when did you recover evenings for yourself as a couple after babies? And this one might be different for us versus people who don't co-sleep, but we co-slept with our second two. So it took maybe a little longer. What would you say?
I'll be honest, and like maybe this is just my poor memory, but I don't ever feel like we lost evenings. We're like, I know that people are like, you need to fight for date night with your, and like, I don't know, like our mentality was like, we're doing babies. I wasn't like, God damn, this baby's getting in the way of it. Like, I was like, this is the thing that I wanted to be doing. This is the thing that I signed up to be doing.
Yeah.
Our nights together were like taking care of the children that we had both agreed to create and like invest.
But I feel like that perspective is so rare, especially for men.
I know, and I get. I can understand why it's not a common thing, but that's just where we were. I hear a lot about this fight to like, you know, not let your kid impact your life, which is insane to me. It's like, then don't make that decision. Like that's the decision you made, was to have this thing radically impact your life, and the resistance against that is just mind-boggling because...
Well, and the resistance is what will drive you insane.
Yeah, the hardest thing about parenting, my answer to that is always just the relentlessness of it. Like, you are constantly a parent. You constantly have to be doing things. And if you are, you know, fighting that, if it's like swimming upstream in a river, it's just nonstop. It will keep coming.
I will say, even though we co-slept and like had our babies in our bedroom for the first several months... I don't know. I wouldn't say that it was, you know, the most intimate or like sexy time of our relationship, but I never really felt I don't know, like maybe it's because I was a woman and I was the one recovering from childbirth, but like the first few months I was not really that interested in that kind of stuff anyway, especially with the second two. But also we still, like, the baby would just nurse and sleep on my chest, and we would still watch our shows together, have snacks, like talk. I don't know.
Yeah, there's just like a baby there.
There's just a baby there. It was different, but not necessarily in a bad way, especially like you said, if you're leaning into it.
Yeah, it's like...
And enjoying it for what it is, which is temporary.
You can't be surprised that this thing is here and needs you. Like, that's...
And now that we're on the other side of doing it for the last 8 years with 3 different kids.
Can I just say one more thing?
Yeah.
Is that after our first also, we saw that, like, you can... Maybe you have 6 months that aren't the most intimate, but then, like, it comes back.
Well, like, yeah, and that's what I was just going to say. It's like, you don't have that perspective until you've had more than one, unfortunately, but it really is such a blip in the grand scheme of things. It's such a short time. And then once you're through it and you look back at it, it was, like, so sweet. Like, I miss those days of us having a little newborn and just kind of watching our shows late at night together while I was feeding, and, like, there's something so sweet about it.
I felt the same way.
I guess to answer that person's question, once we started putting... So with our second 2 kids, we kind of did the same type of sleep arrangement where around maybe 7 or 8 months, we moved them into their own bedroom for bedtime. Mm-hmm. Up until that point, they were pretty much in our room for full time. So around 7, 8 months, we started putting them down, or I would put the baby down in the nursery. You would deal with the bigger kids, and then we would have our evening basically to ourselves. We could hang out, just the 2 of us.
Yeah.
And then if the baby would wake up, I would either resettle them or most of the time just let them come back into our bed. And that worked because that meant we got a few hours of whatever, alone time. We could go out with a friend. We could hang out together.
Yeah.
Without the baby.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be different for everyone, but at least a few months for us. Similar question was, how did you get Marley on board with co-sleeping or bed sharing? This mom says, how did Marley handle the co-sleeping transition? My husband has a bit of a hard time accepting it.
I wouldn't say that you got me on board. I would say that our first child and the experience that we had with his sleep stuff was, I didn't want to do that again.
Yeah, we sleep trained, just for anyone who...
Yeah, it was awful. Like, I remember how it made me feel. I remember how it made you feel. He certainly didn't sound happy. And it felt unnatural. And I think with our second and third...
I don't even think it was ever like a totally... Maybe it was and we just don't remember, but I don't remember it being a totally conscious decision like, we are going to start co-sleeping now.
No.
Or like a discussion.
I also didn't see it as like a you problem and I had to get on board. That's...
Right.
It was like...
True.
How are we going to make the best decision possible for not only our own well-being, but also for this baby?
Yeah, I think it comes down to how are we going to all get the most sleep?
Yeah.
And do that in a way that feels the best to all of us. So, and we've done other episodes, I think, where we talk about the sleep stuff more in depth. So if anybody's listening and wants to hear more about that, you can go back and listen to those. I'll link them in the show notes. Because I know we've talked about that. Okay, somebody else asked another sleep question, and then I'll move on. How did you both navigate sleep beliefs as first-time parents? This is our number one argument. I think kind of the same answer we just gave. Like, we didn't
know much going into it. The information that we found that was available led us down a path that I think we could both comfortably say we regretted going down.
Yeah.
And I apologize to our 7-year-old consciously and subconsciously all the time for doing it.
Yeah. The repair piece is really important. I've done that with him too. So now I think I think those are kind of it. Okay. Someone asked, because I've talked before about like how we've had relationship like ups and downs like everybody else. And particularly after our second, somebody asked how we like recovered from that, but also how did we avoid going through that with our third? What would you say?
I mean, context is really important when we're talking about that for us, because second was COVID.
Yeah.
It was isolation. It was a lot of different things. Just a lot of 2020 was a fearful time. But it was hard. And there were moments in which, if I'm being honest, like, I didn't know what was going to happen. Like, we were fighting. We weren't having a lot of, like, positive engagement. You were really in it with, we sort of just split the kids. Like, I took Otto and you took Noe, and
yeah,
I think we just hung in there. Like, I knew that I loved you, and, like, we were just going through it. And I also think that I was able to have some zoomed out awareness that, like, this is a really strange time in our lives, but also just in the world. Like, let's hang on and see what happens.
Yeah.
And, you know, then, like, you get more rest and life stabilizes and you get into a routine and you're able to get back to your normal self, and you're like, oh, wow, maybe.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been that dark ever since.
No, that was definitely the worst. I mean, we probably, if it wasn't COVID, we would have probably tried to get into therapy. I got a couple of the Gottman therapy books, if anybody's looking for resources that are, like, not as expensive as therapy. And the Gottman stuff is all really, really good for helping you with marriage issues. But also therapy is good. And, like, we should have done it.
We should have. I mean, it's hard to know what was also happening because of COVID. Like,
yeah, no, for sure. But
there was some postpartum stuff.
Sure. I was depressed. I mean, whatever the symptoms were, like, we were struggling and we should have gotten help.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Unlimited Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, how to get 30, how to get 20, 20, 20, how to get 20, 20, how to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. New customer offer for first 3 months only. Speed slow after 35 gigabytes if network's busy. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Knowing you could be saving money for the things you really want, like that dream house or ride, is a great feeling. That's why the State Farm Personal Price Plan can help you save when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
But at the same time, we came out of it and we're okay now. But it was so funny because right before we started recording, I saw this video of this couple, and she was like, I don't know who needs to hear this, but our baby is almost 2 and we just started liking each other again. And I was like, that is so real, and nobody talks about that.
It's hard. I mean, there's a million, like, sleep is one thing, but there's a million and one things that you're just trying to figure out, like, how to get through, and it takes months sometimes to figure out a middle ground on.
Yeah. I also just did a really great episode with Jancy Dunn, who wrote the book How to Not Hate Your Husband After Kids.
Great book. Great title.
Great book. Genius title. And she is so funny. I don't know if you didn't listen to that episode, I'm sure, but she is absolutely hysterical. It was a great interview. So anybody struggling with this, definitely go take a listen to that one too. Okay. Somebody asked, this is kind of the last, like, relationship question, and then we have more specific parenting questions. Somebody asked how you knew you wanted a third baby. We've definitely covered this before in previous episodes, but, like, quick answer, what would you say?
It's so cliche, but, like, it didn't feel like our family was complete.
Yeah.
We also thought that our second would be a really great older sibling. Mm-hmm. And it also seemed like what you and I were doing was, like, family. Like, we're, like, we like to travel, and, like, we have some hobbies and some, but, like, having a third kid wasn't going to impede, you know, some great life plan that we had. It was like, that was going to be our life plan. And
yeah.
It was.
And also, I think a lot of people have to take their careers into consideration, which for me, luckily, we knew.
That was a huge part of it.
Yeah, we knew, like, she was not a content baby. We really wanted her. But we also had this just peace knowing that my career wouldn't have to take a pause. It wouldn't negatively impact my career to have another baby, because obviously, like, that's just the nature of what I do. So that kind of just made it, that was like the cherry on top where we were like, okay, is anything in our life going to really negatively change? No. And yeah, we just really wanted her.
Yeah.
Okay. So some parenting questions. Somebody asked about how potty training is going, what we did. They're saying that they are in the trenches. So we just potty trained at 2.5, our third.
She's a bad example, though.
I know. She was so easy. I hate to brag.
Rachel and I were literally fighting to keep diapers on her, and she was saying that I'm not going to pee, and she
She was like, I promise I won't pee. I know. So now she doesn't wear diapers at night anymore either, which is, she's definitely been our easiest of the three, but I don't think we really had that difficult of a time with any of them because we did wait till 2.5.
We waited. I would say, like, don't pressure yourself to do it too early. If you're doing it because you have some deadline, like your kid's got to go to preschool and they have to be
then
potty,
sure.
I get it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, them having a little bit more awareness and understanding it will improve both of your experiences quite a bit.
For sure. I did an episode on potty training recently too, so just another plug for you to go listen to more episodes. Somebody also asked how we handle discipline, just like in general. Are we gentle parents? What do we do? What would you say?
I think that we attempt to be gentle parents. We don't hit our kids. We try not to yell at them.
Yeah.
We don't do timeouts, really. Although, sometimes if one of our kids is acting out, we will go sit with them.
That's called a time in.
Time in. Yeah, we'll do a time in. But yeah, otherwise we try to explain natural consequences. We try to explain the impacts of their actions on other people.
Yeah.
And with discipline, like, it takes a long time for them to absorb certain messages. But just because you're saying it to them and they don't change immediately doesn't mean that they're not absorbing the message.
I think that's why a lot of people, gentle parenting in general, I think a lot of people misunderstand. So they end up just being too permissive and not setting boundaries or having consequences. But also they don't give it time to work and they assume that these really developmentally appropriate behaviors are just going to stop because they're using gentle parenting, and that's not how it works.
Yeah, no, I know. I know. Also, like, it's hard. Like, me and my brother hit each other growing up, despite my mom's pleas, and now, like, I see my kids hitting each other, and I'm like, oh my God.
I know. It's so hard.
Everybody, it's, like, so normal, except for in your household growing up, I guess.
No, we weren't really physical, but I don't know. Again, reading Boy Mom, I don't know. Is that, like, something that was socialized out of us because we were all girls, or we were just naturally not inclined to be aggressive with each other? I don't know. We definitely got into some physical altercations as, like, teenagers. Like, we were definitely throwing hands, but as little kids, I don't really remember doing that very much. But again, who knows? Nature or nurture? Who's to say? Okay. Tips for how to get kids to help clean. Oh God, we're not the right people to ask about this.
No.
Chores and stuff like that.
Like, yesterday, I was doing all the laundry. I had, like, so many baskets, and my 5-year-old just came up in the room and has done the laundry with me several times without being asked. Mm-hmm. And what I said to Rachel last night in bed was, like, it was such a great moment. We were listening to Olivia Rodrigo and dancing and folding clothes, and we were up there for, like,
an hour.
75 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, it was a long time. And she just hung it, like, she didn't complain, wasn't doing it for any kind of, like, candy reward or anything like that. And in bed last night, I told you, it was such a great moment, and if I tried to make that moment happen, mm-hmm. I wouldn't be able to.
Yeah. And, like, our oldest really loves when we are working in the yard or in the garden, just gets super into helping with that kind of stuff. We don't make them clean up every night because what's the point? Our house is just going to be a disaster within the first 5 minutes of them waking up.
We would be more frustrated with them if we tried to do it every
Yeah.
day.
When it gets really out of control or when our cleaning lady is coming, we will have them do a big cleanup of the toys, and we will help. We set a timer or we play the cleanup song. We try to make it fun, and they'll do it. They don't like doing it, but we haven't done, like, a chore system or rewards or allowances or anything like that yet. Maybe we should start to explore that. I don't know.
Yeah, they're starting to get more interested in money.
They're very interested in money.
Yeah.
I know. But I have mixed feelings about that because I want them to just help because they're members of the household.
Yeah, I know. So
maybe we'll do, like, money or allowances for extra things, but not for cleaning up their toys. Like, they don't need...
No, I don't think they should come back for that.
Okay. It's hard, though. This is probably one of the things that we struggle with the most because I am very triggered by mess and clutter. And I also don't want them to grow up seeing just me picking up.
Yeah, I think our conflict is also that we want them to have these big creative
we want them to play, of course.
And our oldest especially has an incredible imagination, is very creative. It will build and draw all these
but also doesn't
things.
Want to ever be alone, so won't go up to his room and play. It's like it's all happening in the living space. So it's just hard. And I have to just remind myself that This is just a short season, and we will have a clean, empty house someday, and we'll probably miss it.
Well, and it's great to see a kid, like, be happy and expressive like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. But back to your point about the laundry, I think that's just involving them in chores and finding things that they're naturally good at and interested in can be helpful. And you're turning it into, like, a connection time.
Yeah.
Which is huge.
I also enjoy doing the dishes and the laundry, and so...
But they also enjoy getting one-on-one attention and doing something that is kind of, like, grown up and fun. So
totally.
I think that's what you tapped into there. Okay, somebody asked how they did at the wedding and with babysitters. How do we prep them for leaving? Somebody else asked a similar question. She's really scared to have another baby because she doesn't want to leave her toddler at home while she's delivering because they've never left their kid with anybody before overnight.
Oh, wow.
So it kind of goes back to, like, what we were talking about earlier with the village and grandparents, and not everybody has that. What would your advice be?
Start small, like maybe build a relationship with a caretaker, like a babysitter that you like and trust.
Or
and
friend, yeah.
I mean, Rachel and I had an awful babysitting experience with our first kid, and
so crazy.
Didn't do that again.
Yeah.
But I think, like, for the wedding, we had this Charlotte, you were the best, this great, like, 20-something, she was a nurse too, which was just...
Chef's kiss.
Yeah. But we told the kids about her, like, a while in advance, and we would...
Talk about her, asked her for a picture so they could see what she looked like. Yeah.
And sort of they got to build this idea of who she was, and they ended up getting, like, a little bit excited about it. Like, our older kids were also, like, really impressed by older
Yeah, they think
now?
she's cool.
So cool.
Yeah, and they're older, and that definitely makes a difference, too, when you can really talk things out with them. But even for our youngest, like, we had her come over with us there the first day just to kind of hang out and get to know us without us even leaving. So that was how we kind of introduced her. And then the next night, we let them watch a movie while we went out for a couple hours so that she could, you know, be there, but they were distracted by the movie. And then the third night was when she was actually with them for most of the day on the wedding day. So I think that slow build really did help.
The slow build, yeah. I wouldn't, like, the first time they meet them, I wouldn't have them do the big, like, if your kid is vulnerable around, you know, bedtime or bath or whatever, like, I wouldn't have that person do that thing
the first time they're meeting, exactly.
Like, set them up for success, like, do a 90-minute, 2-hour thing where they go to the park and have snacks and it's just all fun, and then mommy and daddy or whoever come home.
Yeah.
And ease into those other things. There's got to be some element of trust there before a kid will, like, or enjoy doing that with somebody else. But ultimately it happens.
Yeah, and also just remember that they will sleep.
Yeah.
They cannot stay awake all night.
No.
Because I know a lot of people listening are anxious about the sleep thing. And actually the night that we... I think it was the night we left them to do the movie, right? The movie must have ended like 15 minutes before we got home or something. The older kids just went and put themselves to bed because they were tired.
Yeah.
And when we got home, she was rocking Lenny and reading her a story, and she was so close to falling asleep. Her eyes were like fluttering closed right as we walked in. And if we had had to be out later or something, she would have just let her fall asleep like that. And she would have let her sleep on her in the rocking chair. Yeah. And it would have been fine. She might have tried to transfer her down later or whatever, but I think people get worried that their child either isn't going to sleep or they're going to be super upset or things just are not going to go the way that they would if you were home, and like they won't. They're going to be different with a different caregiver.
They're going to be different,
and that's okay.
What you need to also know is that they could be different in a better way. They could
not. Yeah, they could have fun.
They could not protest with this person the way that they protest with you. They could kind of go along because they want to, like, you know, they like this person, they want to please this person, but
yeah, no, it's true. I know that's a really stressful thing though. Is figuring that out. And we actually, when we were getting ready to have Lenny, we had to practice sleepovers with your mom for that exact reason, because she had never really been put down by anybody but us because she was our COVID baby.
Yeah.
She was always with me. She was still breastfeeding when I was pregnant. So that was a hard transition. We definitely had to warm up to get her to do that. And pretty sure she didn't have amazing nights with your mom when we were in the hospital, but everybody survived.
Yeah.
It was okay. She was upset, but your mom was there to comfort her. Like, I think people are also so afraid of their kid just being upset, and they forget that it's okay if they're upset, if they're not in a traumatizing situation and they're with someone who can care for them and can regulate with them.
And it's not routine.
And it's a one-time thing.
Yeah.
All right. Any other questions here? Let me see. These have been really good ones. Let me see. Okay, we'll end with kind of a funny one. What are the best tips for a family photo shoot? It's always so incredibly stressful. You hate these more than anything, I think.
Yeah, but I've gotten better because you just can't take them that seriously. Like,
you have to have very low expectations.
Low expectations, trust in the photographer, because like we've had a couple that were like so chaotic, and I'm like, oh my God, how did this person even get this photo?
I know, it's true. A good photographer will get the shot regardless of your kids' behavior.
If your kids are pouting and walking away from you, you know what? You can still frame that and get a good photo out of it.
It'll be a funny one.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a person that takes myself too seriously. I didn't grow up getting family portraits. That was more of a Rachael kind of thing.
We actually didn't either, really.
Really?
No, I think they're a thing now much more because of social media. People want to like plaster them online. I don't think we ever had a professional photographer come to our house to do our pictures as kids until I was a teenager. Truly.
Oh, okay. I believe you. But just low expectations. Don't put pressures on the kids because like they don't know.
They don't know how important it is and how expensive it is. Like, yeah.
Yeah, and like, if your kids are really not going to behave and you're aware of that going into it, that's like a little bit on you. You don't have to get family portraits. That's my stance.
Also, bribes.
Yeah, like, bribes.
We definitely offer candy for...
Yeah. It's like when Noe and Lenny were walking down the aisle at your sister's wedding, my pocket was jammed full of gummy bears.
Yeah.
And Lenny was just geeked.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for a bribe. Yeah. The other thing about family photos, I'll say, I just saw this idea and I told you the other day that we have to do it, is have the person come to your house to do like a bedtime routine photo shoot. I think that would be so cute. And they're in their comfortable environment. They can take breaks, play with their toys, go do whatever.
They're not in funny clothes that they never have to wear.
They're not in uncomfortable clothes. Yeah, I think all of that can really make a big difference, especially if you have kids that are more sensitive and shy or slow to warm up, and there's this new photographer, they're in a new place, they're in uncomfortable outfits. They're not getting a break. It's like 2 hours of them in like a field or something with nothing to do. So, yeah, we like the ones that are at our house a lot better. All right, anything else you want to say or share?
I love you, and I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. All right, well, I hope everyone enjoyed this 100th episode, and I hope you'll go back and listen to more episodes. I will put some of our favorites that we've mentioned in the show notes. And if you guys want Marley to start a dad account, please let me know so that I can show him that there is interest.
Let me know, because I don't believe her.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Mom, Dad, I humbly suggest you save some money and shop Amazon for back to school. It's for my growth, meaning my body's growing at an alarming rate. And clothes you buy me this year will be very small very soon. Plus, the clothes I love today will be out of style tomorrow. But at least your wallet doesn't have to be my fashion victim if you shop low prices for school at Amazon. Hopefully this is helpful. Amazon. Spend less, smile more.